everybody, Trevor here. I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed my most recent video on Star Wars as well as my other videos on Disney in general, especially the live action remakes. However, there are some missed opportunities as well as some mistakes I've made about them, so that's why I'm here to do a further thoughts video on both topics. Let's talk about Star Wars first because there are some things I need to get out of the way. One mistake I've made was that according to Darren Logue, George Lucas directed episodes 1 to 4, while episodes 5 and 6 were directed by two different people. Yeah, sorry for that mistake, guys. I have been keeping up with the franchise these days due to lack of interest. I mean, I'm not as obsessed with it now as I was as a kid, no thanks to people like Kathleen Kennedy. But the biggest mistake I've made, in my opinion, is that I forgot to add a couple more reasons why I chose Darth Vader as my number one candidate. For starters, he is one of the most powerful Sith Lords in the franchise and has the power to force choke people, including one of his henchmen at one point in A New Hope. Oh, and how could I also forget his iconic breathing sounds? Like this! Man, I feel stupid sometimes. I should have talked about these few things in the last video, but no, I forgot to add them into the script. Anyway, one more thing I want to discuss is the other Disney Star Wars projects like The Mandalorian, The Acolyte, and that mediocre Solo movie. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not going to review any of those because I've already given up on the franchise ever since the failure of The Rise of Skywalker. And I'm trying my very best to boycott Kathleen Kennedy as much as possible because of these reasons alone. Whether these projects are good, bad, or mediocre, I'm not gonna rant on them. So please don't ask me to make reviews about them because I'm tired of Star Wars these days. Now let's move on to my further thoughts on Disney live action remakes. Like Star Wars, there are plenty of missed opportunities I regret leaving out in previous videos. For example, I actually enjoyed the Christopher Robin movie because, for one thing, Ewan McGregor, the same guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequels, also plays an adult Christopher Robin in this movie. Secondly, I thought it was very cool for Jim Cummings and Brad Garrett to reprise their roles as their respective characters. And furthermore, I kind of liked the movie's overall message about quote unquote doing nothing. In other words, everyone needs a vacation occasionally, including Christopher Robin, his family, and the rest of his 100 Acre Wood friends. If I were to put Christopher Robin in my top 5 best Disney live action remakes video, I would put it as number 6, or as an honorable mention, which I regret not doing in the first place. Okay, now I want to talk about Mufasa the Lion King. I actually gave this movie an honest chance on Disney Plus with my family, and to be frank, while it wasn't as bad as the last Lion King remake because it wasn't a copy and paste film, which is another reason why I didn't like the Lion King 2019 in the first place, and I love the fact that they've given the characters more facial expressions and emotion, but I still think it's overall average. I know, hot take. My point is, I think Mufasa the Lion King would have been much better if it was 2D animated, just like the original Lion King trilogy, as well as the Lion Guard show. But no, they had to use live action CGI hybrid animation instead for budget cuts. And while I do prefer Scar's origin story in the Lion Guard in terms of how he got his scar, but the way they showed it off here is close enough. Oh, and I kind of liked the scene of how Pride Rock came to be during the climax of the film. But the best part about this movie, besides the additional facial expressions, is the soundtrack itself. One of my favorite songs is when Scar and Mufasa sing together, I Always Wanted a Brother, because of how catchy it feels. My second favorite song is the villain's song Bye Bye, because of its menacing feel, though the original Be Prepared song will always be better in my humble opinion. So yeah, those are my honest thoughts on Mufasa as a prequel. While I do prefer the original animated take from the books as well as the Lion Guard, I still think this prequel is passable. Not by much, but an improvement over the 2019 remake. If there's one more remake I want to talk about, and I'm sure some of you feel the same way, it would be the Snow White remake. While I totally agree with the general public that it's god awful in terms of writing, direction, race swapping, and the unnecessary CGI dwarves, but for the sake of my friend Dodo Boy, I'm not gonna review this flick. Listen, listen, hear me out. As a result of Rachel Ziegler's narcissism and the fact that she trashed the living hell out of the original Snow White cartoon from 1937, I'm not going to support this movie in any way, shape, or form, not even on Disney Plus. And no, you cannot make me, no matter what. Anyway, those are my further thoughts on both Star Wars and Disney live action remakes. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please feel free to leave your honest thoughts below, as well as leaving a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. And I'll try to respect your opinions if you disagree with my overall thoughts, but at the same time, I can't see how anyone can defend Rachel Ziegler for what she did in recent years. Same thing goes with Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger. And one more thing. This will be the final time I talk about Star Wars and Disney live action remakes in general. Aside from the upcoming Lilo and Stitch movie that's coming out later this month, I'll probably give that one a fair shot. But most of the other remakes I'm not going to rant about anymore because I don't want to give all my money to the Walt Disney Company at this point. This is Trevor Davis signing off and saying, may the Force be with you guys.